how does the FRS pension impact your Social Security? We're going to get into that in this video. Okay, so first off, let me say that if you're in the Florida retirement system, you do have Social Security. Some other pensions did not contribute to Social Security, and actually the TRS, before the FRS was established, did not contribute to Social Security as well, so those people do not have it. But most of those people, the vast majority, have retired. So those of you who are in the FRS now, you do have Social Security. Now, you might be wondering, well, how much is my Social Security, or I didn't know that, or whatever else. There's a website that you can go to, SSA, standing for Social Security Administration.gov, okay? SSA.gov. And you can log in, and you should log in, and you can pull up your benefits, you can pull up your spouse's benefits, and you can figure out exactly how much your Social Security will be, or approximately will be, at certain ages. Now, some people are retiring before full Social Security age, meaning that, if you retire at 62 and you want to take your Social Security at 62, there are income limitations. And most people know that their pension is taxed as income. So the question is, does that count towards those income limitations? It does not. So your pension is ordinary income. It's not earned income. So you can have a $100,000 pension and it does not apply to the early Social Security income limits that you can take. So if you're thinking about taking Social Security early, you can do that without a penalty. The only thing that counts towards that penalty is earned income. So if you go back and you get another job or whatever else and you earn income, well, then that will start counting towards that amount. So your pension, distributions from drop, distributions from your 403B or IRA or 457 deferred comp do not count towards early Social Security if that's the route that you're planning on taking. This is important because a lot of times we've talked to people and they go, well, I'm going to be really struggling because my pension and I can't take Social Security until 67. And we say, well, why can't you take Social Security until 67? They go, well, my pension is too much. I'm going to be above the limit. Does not count. So if that's something you want to do, you can do it. Now, if you still want to wait, you can wait. But if you need to, your pension is not counting towards it. The other really big misconception is, okay, well, I'm, let's say 63. I'm retiring in the middle of the year. I'm working half a year. And that half a year, I'm going to be above the earning limits for that year. So I cannot take my Social Security yet until the following year. You have a one-time exemption as long as you do not earn over the limit for the months following for the rest of the year. So let's say you retire at 63, you retire in June, you've made whatever, $50,000, $40,000 to that point, and you retire and you start collecting in July. That is okay, and you can do that without a penalty as long as you're not earning more money than the limits per month moving forward for the rest of the year, and then so on and so on. Now, what you cannot do is do that again and again and again. It's a one-time thing. So you have to make sure that if you're going to do that and you're going to go that route, that you don't go back to work and make over and then do it again, right? So this is a one-time thing. So if you're truly retiring and you want to take early Social Security, you can do it the month after you separate without that income limitation as long as it's a one-time thing. Okay, so what about taxes, right? So Social Security is taxed based on the income that you earn. How does that work? Well, your pension does count towards the income that is taxable, right? So if your pension is above the amount to tax your Social Security at 85%, you're paying that amount. So although it does not count towards the income limitations, it does count towards how much your Social Security is taxed. I don't want to give those numbers because, number one, I'm not a CPA, but number two, they change pretty often. But there is a certain threshold that you can make where your Social Security is not taxed at all. There's another threshold that you can make that your Social Security is taxed at 50%. And then there's another threshold that you can make where your Social Security is taxed at 85%. And your pension does count towards that. So you might be wondering, okay, Don, well, that's great, but when should I take my pension? Should I take it early? Should I take it late? Should I wait? Should I take it 70? Those are all personal questions. It depends on every person. We talk to people all the time. What I will say is there's not one correct answer for everyone. So if you think everyone should wait no matter what, that's simply not true. It's not. And if you think everyone should take it early, that's not true either, right? So it all depends on your situation. We've done some videos on the pros and cons of taking them early versus late. I'm going to go ahead and link that down below. Feel free to click on those. It's actually on one of my other YouTube channels. Feel free to click below, get information on that. But for everyone, it's different. And if you want to talk to that and have a strategy, part of what we do, we're investment advisors. So we go over investments, insurance, obviously drop and those types of things. But a big part of our working with people is those types of strategies. When do we take Social Security? If we're delaying, how do we gap that? How do we get you to Social Security age? What do we do investment wise? How do we make sure that we manage the taxes so you're not paying more on Social Security than not? Your investment advisor should be doing all of that for you. This isn't something, a lot of times we run into people and they go, yeah, well, my person just talks about how my investments are doing. No, they should be talking about Social Security. They should be talking about income strategies. They should be talking about tax strategies. Even though they don't do taxes, still strategies to keep it below and make sure that you're not paying too much. Those are all things that you should be doing with your investment advisor. If you're not getting that, my recommendation is book an appointment with one of our financial advisors. I say this every video, but it's complimentary. Doesn't cost you anything. And if you want to do it, it's down below. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See you in the next video.